right, we will start chapter 3 today, where we'll be learning how to add and subtract rational numbers. But today we're going to only look at the first lesson to simplify improper fractions. So make sure you have a highlighter and highlight the words improper fraction. All that means is that the top number, the numerator, is bigger than the denominator. So a fraction is called improper when the numerator is bigger than the denominator. And so in this lesson, they want us to learn how to change an improper fraction into a whole number plus fraction, which would make it a mixed number. So let's also highlight that word, a mixed number. It has a whole number and a fraction part. Okay, so there are some steps that we need to know how to do on our calculator in order to do this lesson. At the top of your paper on page 46 in your workbook, make sure that you copy down these 3 things: how to clear out the memory on the calculator, how to type in a fraction on the calculator, and how to change a fraction to a mixed number on the calculator. So pause the video and go ahead and copy this down so you can have it right next to you as we're working through the problems. Alright, you should have a calculator. If you do, go ahead and turn it on. This screen comes up, you press enter. And we're going to go through that first set of steps to clear out the calculator. This is what you would want to do every time you really get a calculator. You'll press the blue key, the plus sign. There's a menu that comes up. We're going to choose 7 because we're trying to reset the memory. We're going to do 1 because we want to reset everything. And then we're going to choose number 2. And it'll let us know that it's reset. Alright, so we're ready to start typing in our first answer. Now, you don't have to do this after every problem, but it is best practice for you to do before we get started with the work. Alright, so our first fraction is 13 over 5. So we're going to go to the steps of how to type in a fraction by pressing the math button. And you can see that across the top, you have the menu. We want to get here, so we have to press our cursor. And you actually don't have to press it to the right. That's why I drew a back arrow, because if you go this way once, you'll make it there. And you can see that you want to do the fraction at the top. Enter. And so we put 13 at the top, 1, 3. And you arrow down, and you put 5 at the bottom. You have to arrow to the right to get away from the fraction at the bottom. And now we're going to go through our steps of making this fraction into a mixed number by going math, arrow backwards, and then press number 4. It's going to change it to a mixed number. So 2 3/5 would be the first one. Alright, let's try it again. Now I don't have to clear out my screen because this is a multi-view for a reason, so that I can see multiple answers at one time. But some people like to clear their screen, that's fine. You do not have to reset the memory after each problem. We could just go to the next one. Math, arrow backwards, enter. Alright, remember I'm skipping the even numbers because those are for you. You type in 24 at the top and 6 at the bottom. Arrow over, math, arrow backwards, press number 4, enter, and we get the answer 4. Now this is actually a whole number, so some of these answers may not be necessarily a mixed number. So this is because 24 divided by 6 is 4, so that's just a whole number. Okay? Alright, so we're moving on to the next one, number 5. So we go math, arrow backwards, press enter, and we have 19 over 6. So 19 at the top and 6 at the bottom. Arrow over, go math, backwards, 4, enter. You get 3 and 1/6 as our mixed number for number 5. All right, let's go to number 7. Math. So you'll get quicker with it because you're doing the same idea. So we got 13 at the top, and we're putting 8 at the bottom. Arrow over, math, backwards, 4, enter. We get our answer is 1 5/8. Okay, number 9, math. Some of you probably be flying through it by now. That's good. That means that this is easy. We're just utilizing our calculator. We will start using it a whole lot more than we did in the last few chapters. Alright, so go here, and we get our answer is 7 1/3. Okay, that was for number 9. We're on number 11. 15 divided by 2, so let's do our fraction. 15 at the top, 2 at the bottom, arrow over, math, arrow backwards, 4, enter. Let's say you make a mistake, because sometimes, so we get 7 1/2 here as well. Let's say you make a mistake. Let me make a mistake because let's say I did something and I accidentally typed in the wrong thing. You can arrow back and highlight it to delete it. You can arrow back, highlight to delete it without having to press clear. Clear means you have to start all the way back over, and you have to go back to the math. I mean, it doesn't hurt to start over, but if we can prevent ourselves from starting over, we want to do that. So then the next one, let's see, is 17 over 9. So 17 at the top, 9 at the bottom, math. We get 1 8/9. That's for number 13. Number 15. So number 15 is 32 at the top, 7 at the bottom. Notice how I arrow out. Do not leave it underneath here, and do this. You can get error messages. So if you do that, then here's the beauty of these calculators. Without having to retype it in, you could go back up, press enter, and get rid of the part that you kind of messed up on. Enter. And so you get 4 4/7. Okay? If it doesn't work right for you, you can always clear it out and start over. So number 17, you put 7 at the top, 4 at the bottom, math, arrow backwards. Okay, so you guys are getting this. And then number 19, you have to type in the fraction first. And then change it to a mixed number. Okay? Alright, so you go ahead and finish the even numbers. I'm going to post on the class agenda your assignment that you should be working on. It's going to be some ISL that goes along with this. Okay? You can also message me or email me if you have any questions. Be sure that you wrote down the answers that I just did for you and that you complete the even numbers on your own.